Alright, waiting for the machine to start up. There it is. Welcome home, Bitcoin Truth Seekers. It is Saturday, February 22nd, 2020. It's 7:35 a.m. here in the Arizona desert. Well, what are the whales doing? Are we still in a kind of yin-yang Bart Simpson pattern where they've dumped it, now they're going to pump it again over and over? Well, let's see. This Bart Simpson pattern is getting a little bit too extended for me to think that maybe it's going to hold true. So let's look at the numbers. Tether into Bitcoin last 24 hours, 2.69 billion. Tether into Bitcoin last 24 hours, that is rocking. Tether into Ethereum at 2.15 billion. Of course, Tether in is reducing over the weekend. It's Saturday, and we'll also notice that volume is lessening too. The volume is 593 million for Bitcoin last 24 hours. 312 million of that was on Binance and Bitfinex, and Coinbase did not show up at over 100 million. So volume this Saturday is definitely slowing down, but we still have a nice amount of Tether into Bitcoin, and I'm really happy to see it stay strong as far as Tether into Ethereum. Good news. Let's look at long versus shorts on Binance, since that's where the big players are. Shorts 33%, long 66%. Cool numbers. And I guess we can see the sentiment there is definitely positive. Looking at the daily, we had a golden cross recently where the 50 moving average crossed above the 200 moving average. Okay, that's cool, but we ain't seeing much out of it. The MACD is definitely still trending negative. Histogram is opening wider, so on the daily, we're not looking that great. We really are in the middle of things. We shall see. I mean, you can see the last time the 50 moving average crossed the 200 moving average, we definitely took a dump for a while, stabilized, and you can see the price of Bitcoin does kind of hang out with the 50 moving average. 50 moving average is still moving up, and it adds on a golden cross, but we're still young in this golden cross. It is weekend. There certainly is plenty of global instability, so let's see what happens. This is not necessarily a strong moment for Bitcoin in my opinion, but you have a golden cross versus a negative MACD on the daily. Well, we shall see. It's weekend, there's not as much volume, and Tether in Bitcoin at least is still pretty strong at 2.69 billion. I like to see it over 300 billion. I like to see it over 3 billion really for a good day. So we're a little low on the volume, but it's weekend. So weekend, everybody's sleeping, flying kites, whatever. So hard to know. We'll have to watch this weekend and see how things progress. Now, with that said, looking at this 4-hour chart, we had a beautiful uptrend, and of course, the bottom of that uptrend channel has now become resistance. So we need to get back in that channel. At least we are still above on the 4-hour, the 200 moving average. This is very, very good. We've only wicked down to it and always pop right back up. So this is good. Directional index is total crap in the red. ADX is in the right place, above 25, but that doesn't really matter very much if your directional index is not in the green. So Bitcoin overall is hitting the weekend really weak. 45-minute chart. Here's the 200 moving average. As you can see, when we're above it, it's good. When we're below it, not so good. You can see these sharp patterns, these little Bart heads. Here's a Bart. Here's kind of an upside down Bart. Here's a right side up Bart. Now we have an upside down Bart. So I know I give this a lot of credence, but you can kind of see, here's one Bart, and then you can see here's another Bart, and then here's another Bart. It's kind of a long Bart here, and then here's an upside down Bart. Okay, here's a right side up Bart, and now we're looking at, well, this Bart's upside down. So what's going to happen? What I can say is that it is positive to cross the 200 moving average on this short time frame of the 45-minute, but really, if your daily chart is such crap, then with negative MACD, etc., especially if we are, it's kind of hard to read this thing right now for me. Which direction are we going? It seems like we are in a bit of a downtrend. You could look at it like that. So we have all the makings to pump or dump right now. I mean, I probably don't sound very energetic because Bitcoin is just pretty much sideways entering the weekend. I'm feeling like it's a little bit weak, so we shall see. Definitely, let's see if we can complete this Bart pattern. It really would not be very hard. I think if we can just pump a little bit, just 2%, which is nothing for Bitcoin, we could kind of begin to complete this Bart Simpson pattern. We shall see. Since we definitely are getting some Tether into Ethereum. Let's look at it. And sorry if I sound indecisive on Bitcoin. It's just sideways. It's looking kind of weak. It's weekend. We're going to have to just see what happens. I myself don't have a strong position in it at all. Just my usual hodl. I'm not going to short or long it right now as far as with leverage or anything to try to make some extra Bitcoin. I don't have confidence in either direction, pump or dump for Bitcoin. That's my take on it, not financial advice, but for me, that's what I'm doing. I'm just letting my hodl be, and I'm not, trying to gain or lose any Bitcoin playing it right now. So with Ethereum USDT, look at that, beautiful. I mean, I would say, Ethereum USDT, on Binance is looking really beautiful. Look at that beautiful uptrend. Look at that beautiful upwards channel. I mean, that's nice, It's looking really good. This is a 4-hour chart. We're well above the 200 moving average. The directional index is definitely negative, but if you look at the ADX getting ready to cross above the 25, and the directional index is closing towards positive, well, moving towards positive, I think we could definitely see, it wouldn't surprise me this weekend, now that I look at this. What excites me a little bit more than Bitcoin, honestly, is Ethereum, because I could definitely see moving, come on now, work with me here. I could definitely see Ethereum moving towards the top of this channel again, especially if this directional index gets back in the green, if we see that histogram doing that. So Ethereum, one to watch. We're at the bottom of the channel looking at a possible bounce, unlike Bitcoin on the 4-hour, which basically has found the bottom of the channel as resistance. So Ethereum looking pretty strong. Ethereum against Bitcoin, it is not doing bad either. So beautiful upwards channel. Look at that, see, yeah, look at that. So really, Ethereum is looking quite beautiful, Ethereum versus Bitcoin, I don't see quite as strong as Ethereum versus Tether, but this is definitely a play I might get into. It's also to stop underneath this trend line, this channel, and we might just ride Ethereum up for some nice gains. Ethereum versus USDT. As always, not financial advice. This is just what I'm doing. I'm thinking out loud. Big news, and one of the reasons why I'm kind of into Ethereum is this. Global uncertainty. Everyone knows about the COVID. We all know what's going on. I'm going to link to this in the show notes. Dr. John Campbell, he's really a genius, and I would say he is level-headed, to the point, not a doomer. He's not overly positive. He's a very knowledgeable, very educated, brilliant man, and he's talking about the coronavirus and how it's progressing. This is definitely a great level-headed place to get info on it and watch daily. He puts out videos, and these are very, very spot on. If you want to know what's going on without all the doomer hype, nor the dismissiveness that you'll see in the mainstream media, this is a good place. Now, let's move over here to this story. This is just, I want to mention, this is all going to tie together, so bear with me for one moment. Biggest humanitarian horror story of the 21st century, up to 1 million refugees trying to flee Idlib over into Turkey. This is a damn disaster and a really sad thing. Why? And well, you can read the article if you want to get into why, but basically Syria here, and here's Turkey. So people in Idlib are trying to get over to Turkey because Syria is becoming untenable to live in. Now, that is a big deal. That's definitely instability. Now, will COVID-19 lead to a gold standard? Like many Zero Hedge articles, this is unneededly wordy and goes on forever and ever and ever, but it does mention down here towards the bottom, a brief, I would say somewhat dismissive few paragraphs on Bitcoin. Well, Bitcoin, yes, but also gold standard, well, if we have more and more global instability and possibly fiat instability along with that, hey, international commerce, I do think you could see starting to happen within the smart contracts of Ethereum. And look at that, it's poised to make a move right now, even more so than Bitcoin. I know it's a Bitcoin daily view, and it's not necessarily the world view, but these things all kind of tie together. So, with that said, obstacles can't stop you, weather can't stop you, heartbreak can't stop you, failure can't stop you, only you can stop you. And I'm glad you're here for the peaceful revolution. Bitcoin matters, crypto matters. To me, peaceful revolution, I believe in it. It's important. Hey, and if you'd like to make some money in crypto, which is what I do, learn from the experts and accelerate results. There is so much amazing stuff going on in blockchain education right now. The hybrid trading system is taking on some upgrades right now. I mean, there's so much amazing stuff happening. I love being a member. I have learned a tremendous amount. If you click on the link in the description, it'll take you to this informational video more about blockchain education. Hey, I'm Cowboy Craig in the chat. I'd love to see you there. And let's make money in 2020 together, regardless of whether it's a bull market or a bear market, whether it's all season or not, whether Bitcoin's happy or not, regardless of what Ethereum's doing, you can make money. With that said, this is how I learned to do that, in great part. So come join the team. I'd love to see you there. As always, like, share, and subscribe for reals. I know you're watching out there. If you watch it, like it. If you don't like it, give it a thumbs down. For real, just hit share. Send it out there. It really, really helps. The numbers are growing. I like to see that. It's worthwhile. But I do this because it's important. It's not really about numbers, but you know what? It is nice to see the podcast, this little daily view, grow a bit in viewership. So with that, I will once again just mention obstacles can't stop you, weather can't stop you, heartbreak can't stop you, failure cannot stop you, only you can stop you. It's Saturday. We're going to see what this weekend holds for Bitcoin and Ethereum, and I will see you Sunday. And I'll put out a video if anything crazy happens today.